A very good morning, students. How are you all? In the previous class, we started the voice chapter, and I also explained you some important rules about it. And we had finished the two tenses. Okay, now we are going to start the third tense, that is present perfect tense. Now the rules, try to understand the rules. The basic rules of the present perfect tense in the passive voice are: the helping verb is has been or have been. Either we have to use has been or have been plus third form of the verb. Okay, so this is the important rule. You have to keep this in your mind. Now first we will take affirmative sentences. Here form or structure. Actually form and structure remains the same as we had already studied in the tense chapter. Okay, still I have written here, so you can see subject plus has or have, then been, then third form of the verb, and then your object. Okay, now see the first example. Shelley has written this letter. This sentence is in active voice. Okay, now here first try to find out the subject and the object, then only we have to change. Okay, so first identify the object. See the object of this sentence. This letter is your object. Okay, now in the passive voice it becomes your what? Subject. This letter now is your what? Subject. This letter has been, according to the rule helping verb, we are using has been. Okay, the rule of using has or have, I think you must be knowing very well. Okay, has is used with third person plus singular number. Okay, so this letter has been always it should be used, written third form of the verb, and then by, and then your subject becomes your object, Shelley. Okay, now Shelley is here what? Your object, because it is in the passive voice. Is it clear to you? Now see the next example. He has washed the plates. Active voice, passive voice. The plates, again object is now here becomes your what? Subject. The plates have been we have used here according to the rule. Have been, have is used with the plates because plates is what? A plural number. So have been washed, third form of the verb, by him. Him is your object. Okay, so now move on to the next type of sentences, that is negative sentences. The structure, the form is given here. You can see subject plus has or have plus not, then been, and then third form of the verb, and then your object. Okay, example. Shelley has not written this letter. Active voice. This letter is your object, it becomes now your subject. This letter has not been, according to the structure, according to the rule, has not been, third form of the verb, then your by, and then your object. Shelley is your subject, it becomes your object in the passive voice. Is it clear to you? Okay, move on to the next example. The next example is, it is something actually a different sentence. I will explain you. First you read the sentence. Someone has stolen my purse. Here it is in active voice. Okay, try to find out the object. Object is what? My purse. Okay, so we have written here my purse as the subject. My purse, helping verb should come. Has been, stolen. Now here, my dear students, see, we have not used by someone. Okay, in these types of sentences we are not required to use by someone. Okay, because it is understood that someone has stolen my purse, so we are not supposed to use by here. We simply write what? My purse has been stolen. Okay, next. Now your next sentence is your interrogative one. See, who has written this letter is in active voice. This is a sentence of active voice, interrogative one. Now, whenever you find who, you have to change who into by whom while making the passive voice. Who is changed into by whom. Okay, always remember this. Then helping verb. Okay, then your subject. This letter in active voice is your object. Now it becomes in the passive voice subject. By whom has this letter been written? Okay, so again I am explaining you. Who is changed into by whom, then helping verb, and then your subject, and then been, and then your third form of the verb. So this is the passive voice of this sentence, interrogative one. It's important to understand. Okay, now the next fourth tense is your simple past tense. Helping verb in the passive voice, was and were plus third form of the verb. Now recall simple past tense, what we studied in the tense chapter. The rules of affirmative sentences was that we only use what? Second form of the verb. Now see the first sentence. He stole my book. This is in active voice and this is a sentence of simple past tense and it is an affirmative sentence. So we have just applied the rule of simple past tense in the active voice. And what was the rule? We only used second form of the verb. So here you can see he stole my book. This sentence is in active voice. We had already studied it. Okay. Now the passive voice. My book is your object. It becomes your what? Subject. Okay. This is your object. Here it becomes your subject. Then helping verb, according to the rule, we have to use the helping verb. Was, my book was. Then third form of the verb, stolen by him. Him is your object. Okay. So here he is your subject and it is your object here. So him is actually the objective case of he, right? Okay. Now the next sentence, Ajay spoke the truth. Active voice, affirmative sentence using second form of the verb. Okay. Now we have to make the passive voice. So find out the object, the truth. It should be written at the starting as in the form of subject. The truth, then your helping verb, was, then your V3, third form of the verb, then by, and then your object. Very simple to understand. Ajay spoke the truth. Active voice. The truth was spoken by Ajay. Okay, it is in your passive voice. Is it clear to you? Now move on to the next example. Who taught you English? Now see, it is again your interrogative sentence. Who taught you English? Active voice, because we are using second form of the verb. Okay. Now we have to make the passive voice. Now as I have already explained you that who is always changed into by whom, as you can see in this example. So same, who is changed into by whom, then what comes? Helping verb according to the rule, verb, then your subject. Now here you can see that in this sentence, who taught you English? You is your what? Object. Here it becomes your subject. Then main verb, third form of the verb, and then your object, right? So this is the sentence in the passive voice. Again, there is another example of interrogative one. Whom did you laugh at? Whom did you laugh at? Now this sentence is in active voice. Okay, now see again, now we have used whom in the active voice. Now we have to change whom into who. Okay, so again, important sentence, note this, whom is changed into who from active to passive. Who was helping verb, laughed at is what? Preposition. So we always use what? At after the laugh. So at will be accompanied with the laugh. So who was laughed at by you? Now here you is your subject, it becomes your object. Okay, so this is the structure of interrogative sentence. Okay, the last example. Have you done this work? Active voice. It is an active voice. Now this sentence is an interrogative one and it is starting from helping verb. It is starting with helping verb. Have you done this work? Okay. Actually, I have taken this example of present perfect tense. Okay. So it is not of this tense actually. It is of present perfect tense. Okay. So let's see. This is the last example how we have to make the passive voice. Now find out the object in this sentence. Object is your this work. Okay, so what we have to use? We have to use first helping verb. So helping verb of this tense is has. So has this work been done by you? Okay, again I am explaining it. The object of this sentence is this work. Okay, so according to the rule, you can see the rule of this tense, has been or have been. So we have to use here the helping verb has, then your subject, then been, and then third form of the verb, and then by, and then your object. Here you is the subject, it becomes your object. Okay, so that's it for now.